How to make your ex doubt their decision to break up with you is a complicated topic. And there's a lot of things that people will say out there that are cheesy sounding and fake and will only make your ex think you're trying to do things to get them to doubt or to get them to be jealous. And I really want to strongly encourage you to stay away from that because usually it will blow up in your face. But I'm going to make some suggestions on how you can cause some doubt in your ex's mind about their decision to break up with you and hopefully can get them moving down the path in their thoughts and in their heart to wanting to reunite with you. Number one, in a lot of my other videos, you've heard me say, don't ignore your ex. And that is generally true. Most of the time, you shouldn't do that. However, there is an instance of when it can make sense. And that is when you have a lot of momentum coming from your ex and they're texting you daily or multiple times a week and it's consistent. So you've seen this over a period of time, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and you're hearing from them multiple times a week. And you can count on it. You know they're going to. That's when ignoring them could actually be helpful. And this is usually when some time has passed. It's not what you would do immediately following the breakup necessarily. I would give it at least 2 to 3 weeks. And if they are still contacting you and you can count on it, that's when ignoring them can be helpful. And you would only do it for one text. So they text you, they don't hear back. If they text you again, I would not suggest ignoring that one. But just doing it once like that, it can show them that you are not as predictable as they thought, you're not as controllable as they thought, and that there's some mystery to you. What's going on? Why did they ignore me? It also tends to bump against their ego and their idea that they are higher on the totem pole of attraction or more important than you because they broke up with you and you were the one who wanted the relationship to stay together. Now, this is strong medicine. You know, you've heard the expression, take one pill, not the whole bottle. Because if you ignore your ex too much, or if you should not ignore your ex because they're not reaching out enough, like you haven't heard from them after the breakup, it's been 3, 4, 5 weeks and you do hear from him, that's not when you need to ignore them. That could blow up in your face and they could just think, okay, I have messed this up. They're not going to ever reply to me, so I might as well just stick with the breakup and move on with my life. And part of the reason for that is because your ex is not certain. They are not certain that they want the breakup. Even when they break up with you, it's not 100%. Usually it's 75, 80% certainty in terms of their mind and their heart. They probably wouldn't admit that, but that's the reality of it. And so there is some doubt. But even if they start moving back towards you and wanting to get back together, there's doubt about that too. We are creatures of doubt. And there's even the famous statement, I believe, help my unbelief. We are all double-minded in so many things. And so that's why you shouldn't ignore them, because if they have enough doubt, then that can be enough momentum to keep them going in another direction. So in general, I say don't ignore them. But if you are getting a lot of messages from them, a lot of energy coming your way, and it's consistent, you can try it. You can do it one time and no more than that in a row, to give them some mystery, to make them wonder, to kind of show them that you are independent of them now because they broke up with you. Number 2 on the list of how to make your ex doubt their decision to break up with you. Be vague. And again, this is when there is some contact. When they're reaching out to you, you're responding some, or if they are watching you on social media, be vague about your life. Don't give a lot of details. Leave room for their curiosity. Because when they are in the curiosity stage, more curiosity actually pushes them to the next stage, which is concern. And I have a video called Stages Your Ex Goes Through During No Contact. I'll link to that in the description below, and you can watch that here on YouTube. And you've probably heard me talk about the Zeigarnik effect and how when you leave things open, when there are not answers and there are only questions, it can cause preoccupation in their mind. It can cause them to wonder about you and to think about you, and you become the only answer. And so they will start to seek you out. And it's a bit of a psychological process that can take some time. It's not an instant response, but it is something that can be helpful that you should add to your repertoire if you're trying to get your ex back, and that is to be vague. You don't owe them answers. You don't owe them details and information, and you should try to hold that back. Even if you're having a conversation with them and they ask, what'd you do this weekend? You can say, I went out with some friends. And they might say, what friends? What'd you do? Oh, just friends. You don't really know them. Just some friends. We just did some things. It was fun. And then try to change the subject, or just tell them, I don't want to talk about it. You can actually be that direct with them because they broke up with you, and you aren't obligated to give them all the details of your life because they have lost that privilege since they no longer share an emotionally intimate relationship with you. Before I get to number 3, get more information on my emergency breakup kit. It's a powerful guide to help you get your ex back. You can go to myexbackcoach.com, or you can click the link in the description below. It's a video series where I walk you through getting your ex back and challenges that might come up along the way, what to look for, what to expect, and things like that. It's the emergency breakup kit. The link is in the description below. Get it to get your ex back. Number 3 on the list of how to make your ex doubt their decision of breaking up with you is radio silence. And I have another video where I talk about this. It's a concept that's been out there for a while. You may have heard of it, but basically it's where you are silent everywhere. You're not making posts online. You're not talking to their friends. You're avoiding them on purpose. If you did happen to see them publicly on a regular basis, you're trying not to go to those places. You basically want to disappear completely. And it's not something I recommend doing in place of no contact, but adding in periodically during no contact. So if you've been in no contact for 3 or 4 weeks, do radio silence for a week or 2 weeks. And it can have a powerful impact. It can get a response from them a lot of times because it creates such a high level of mystery. They just don't have any answers at all from you. What's going on with you? How are you doing emotionally from the breakup? Do you still want them back? They assume that, but they're not certain. And this is another way that you can just make them wonder about you because they're getting no answers. And it can be really frustrating, especially in our world where we think we can just get answers anytime we want it within seconds from the internet or ChatGPT or whatever. And so when they're not able to get those, it's very frustrating. And these things add up with other techniques and approaches that you learn from my videos, or if you've had a coaching session with me, you want to do as many things as you can because these things add up to a lot of weight on the back of your ex, the mind of your ex, if you're wanting to get back together with them. Number 4, and this again is if you do have some contact with your ex, they are contacting you or they see you in public and there's some interaction. What I would suggest that you do is when they ask you things about themselves, like even asking you if you want to go to coffee or something like that, which is actually a great thing. And it can mean that they are seriously considering getting back together with you, or they want to see how they feel when they're around you. And what you want to do is you say, I don't know, let me think about it. Or, well, I'm definitely not free today or tomorrow, but I might be later in the week. I don't know. I'll let you know. That way, it really takes the power back into your hands. And it's something that if you were desperate to get back together with them, which a lot of times they might assume that, or if you responded that way right after the breakup, this shows them that maybe their thoughts about you are incorrect, that you're not as desperate as they thought. And that's attractive because it shows them that they don't have the control that they thought. If they think you're desperate and you just really want to get back together with them, they feel like they have the power and the control, they can make their own demands, and that you would just be thrilled to have coffee with them. It would be something you would jump at, but when you don't, it causes them to take you more seriously, to value you more, and to reassess their attractiveness. Are they really that much more attractive than you? Because if you're not sure you want to get coffee with them, maybe they're not as attractive as they thought, which is helpful if you want to get your ex back, because a lot of times a bloated ego, that sense of entitlement that I have all these options, everybody's wanting to get with me, and so my ex is just another person on the list that I could get back and get with anytime I wanted to. But wait, if you throw a monkey wrench into that thought process, that can be really helpful. And so when it comes to that kind of stuff, definitely show that you're not sure and take it away from them and then give it back. That's one of the techniques I talk about in other videos where you say, well, I definitely can't today. And that might not even be when they asked you to go. They may have said this week, meaning not today. And you can say, I definitely can't today. It takes it away. It makes you seem busy, that you are scarce, that you're valuable. And then you can give it back. You can say, I might be able to later on in the week. I'll let you know. But you do it in a very vague kind of way, and I don't know kind of way, which again makes them think, are you busy? Why are you not jumping at this opportunity to have coffee with me? It's something that can be powerful, and I've seen trigger some things. A lot of these things are not necessarily instant results. They're more like they all add up and they begin to work on your ex's mind, and then you start hearing from them more, or they do start asking to see you face to face, or they just come to you and say, I was wrong and this has been bothering me. Can we get back together? Will you take me back? Number 5 is the granddaddy of them all, the no contact rule. Don't reach out to them. Don't contact them. Now, like I said earlier, in general, you want to reply to them if they reach out. You don't just want to flat out ignore them, except as I mentioned earlier in this video. But if you have been initiating contact with your ex after the breakup, stop. Stop initiating contact with them. If you're married, I have a free mini course on saving a marriage that kind of talks about the marriage situation and no contact. You can get that at marriageradio.com under the marriage help section. I also have a video online. If you type in strategic contact, you'll see about how you can apply parts of the no contact rule if you're married. But if you're not married and you're dating, you don't live with your partner, you absolutely want to apply the no contact. It needs to be cold. It needs to be 100%. You do not interact with them unless they reach out to you. It is amazing how that can reform their mind in terms of how they view you, because most of the time when they break up with you, they think they are above you. You are below them because you want to get back together with them. You are the one who wants them and wants the relationship, and they don't want you. So they see themselves as more attractive, and people get upset when I say that, but it's not really an arrogant thing. Now, they may be arrogant. They may be entitled and think that they deserve your worship. But if they break up with you in that moment, they are acting from a position of being more attractive because they are saying, I don't want to be with you, but you want to be with me. So I have to actually tell you that I don't want to be with you. So I'm pushing you away. You're trying to pull me towards you. So that means I'm more attractive because you're trying to pull me to you. You're trying to attract me and it's not working. And I'm trying to repel you because you're attracted to me so much. So that's kind of the mindset that someone has. And no contact pushes back against that. And it makes them wonder if they have made the right decision. It doesn't always work. And anyone who claims that it always does is not being honest with you, or they're just trying to get clicks. And like I said, don't click their thumbnails because it just encourages them. Remember to get more information on my emergency breakup kit at myexbackcoach.com. If you're married, visit marriageradio.com. That's marriageradio.com, and look in the marriage help section for things that can help you to save your marriage. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscribes. And as always, thank you for watching.